now.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get out! And the moment you've all been waiting for. Please welcome the teams from AFC and Ceres Negros FC of the Philippines.
Ceres, Martin Shock. The Ceres usually play their home games at the Planet Stadium for this competition. They are here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, which is AstroTurf. Had the opportunity to play on this pitch a couple of times, and believe you me, you need a couple of days to recover afterwards. But good to see they're playing under the lights tonight. Usually during the Philippines League, they play during the afternoon and those rubber pellets get hot and sticky. There are a number of names that are familiar to you in this Ceres Negros starting 11. The skipper, Stefan Schock, will pull the strings in the midfield. They look to employ a 3-5-2 formation, Filipino side. Maniot just centering the midfield with the likes of Minagishi, OJ Porteria feeding Robert Mendy and Bienve Marinon up top. Malaysian referee for you tonight, Mohamed Amarul Iswan. And the skipper for the Vietnamese side, Hyun Tuan Lin.
Okay, thank you.
It's Nevin Lastro. A look at how Nevin Lastro will fit into this 11. He'll form a central defensive partnership with Duong Tan Ho. A back four then of Duong and Nguyen. Two players protecting them in Fan Nguyen Sa and Mak Hock Kwang. And three up top, Nguyen, Ha Hoi, Gian Tran Quoc Tan, again Chuan Tu, and up front Jeremy Lynch. Hristo Vidakovic, lovely man off the pitch and knows his football. Had the opportunity to meet him on several occasions. And he's been with this Ceres Negros side for some time now. Coming up for his 6th year in charge now, there's Fan Tan Hong. The goal scoring extraordinaire Bienve Marinon will get us underway here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match is about to kick off. Focus your attention on the screen and join me as we do the countdown.
played 3 at the back.
Just going back to what you were talking about with the fans, that they don't always take to this stadium, this surface in particular. A lot of that is down to their frustration of the fact that the facilities are there for the pitch to get watered before kickoff. But it very rarely is, and that annoys the fans, because when it's watered, it's a lovely slick surface and the ball pings around really quickly, and you really see who are the technicians, who are the best players when the ball's nice and slick like that. Otherwise it can be a bit of a sticky, slow surface that's not very easy on the eye.
Let's see how this plays out. You're right, there is definitely...
Well, it's about to get resurfaced as well.
Yeah.
So, but that is taking quite some time.
Yeah, we'll be out of action for the rest of the year until those works begin. But a lot of teams will be delighted to see the back of it. Visiting teams in particular from overseas. Very good win here for the national team against Palestine. Last competitive match here. World Cup qualifiers. Little passes here from Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah, and this is what they're really good at, is just pinging the ball around on one side in a little triangle, 1 and 2 touch, and then switching it really, really quickly. Both sides need to settle down a little bit though, and in these midfield areas, HOUGANG need to find a way through a little bit quicker.
Khalid, the goalkeeper, and Zaplin pops that forward looking towards Steve Plazibat. We've got Fabian Kwok just screening in front of the defence and allows him just to drop back if required.
Well, we just saw a little bit of afters there, didn't we, with just a bit of off the ball contact, Kompong and Anders Zaplin. What you will get with Fabian Kwok, Anders Zaplin and Zach Anderson is a great work ethic, really good attitude, very, very professional. They do, all 3 of them live being professional footballers. They don't just play at it. And Kompong straight away pins himself against Zaplin. And I expect the boulder, number 99, to be pinning himself against Zach Anderson. I think that'll be a fantastic battle, both about the same size.
Coming forward there is Koktan. This appeared to be 4 at the back. Zach Anderson and Anders Zaplin. So Nazari with the right back, Sujan the left back. We'll just keep an eye on that. Depends on if Fabian Kwok can just go in front, he can come back and help out as well.
I think if you've got the fullbacks who start really high, you've got Zaplin and Anderson that will drop quite deep, and when they're in possession of the ball, you will get Fabian Kwok just making that back 3 and hopefully trying to move Boulder and Kompong. The main problem is though for HOUGANG, when they are in possession of the back of the ball, they don't have a really good technician to bring the ball forward into that midfield.
That was a complete miss. It's a loose ball here. Comedy of errors. Surely any kind of connection, and that would have been the opening goal for Ho Chi Minh.
Well, Kompong thought that he got a shove in the back, had a little word with the referee. Under some real pressure now, HOUGANG.
I'm not sure what the aim of that was from Pham Kong Pen.
As this ball comes in here, the ball bounces, and then there's that little shove in the back for Kompong. Referee's in a great position, didn't even acknowledge it.
How about the miss from Tuan. Air shot from him. Very good area. But yeah, good point there. Might have been a shot for a penalty. Oh, that's onside. Brilliant defending, still alive here. And it looked like Shawal Anwar was going to get the opening goal. That's two chances now, one for either side. But that was excellent defending to stop the shot going in. He was in a great position, and this is what Shawal Anwar can bring. That pace of his.
Well, a couple of really good opportunities for both sides there. Hongfong's disappointed. It was a good block in the end. It's end-to-end stuff. Neither midfield's great. That's a terrible back line from Ho Chi Minh. Good first touch, but what a recovery. Not once, but twice.
Always got to keep an eye out for a player like Shawal Anwar. Just very, very close to that defence. Just trying to break the offside trap with his pace. It's all a little bit messy at the moment at the back here for HOUGANG. Duk. Good buzz about having to do his defensive duties. Certainly Ho Chi Minh have started the brighter of the two sides, though HOUGANG had a brilliant chance themselves to take the lead.
Have a look here as the ball's whipped in. It's really good quality. Boulder is just coming off Zach Anderson. He was clumsy, just got a bit of a buffeting there, really. At the moment, Afik Noor, he needs to sit a little bit deeper. He needs to just drop in there. He's starting a little bit too high, and it's creating a huge gap in front of the back line for HOUGANG.
Here's Balde. Finding little gaps here, doing well here. First chance, it's saved by the keeper. And it's Lambert Kompong.
One thing you notice with Kompong, if you check his physique now, coming back from Europe, a lot stronger. And that was a really strong strike from him. It was a good stop in the end. And Boulder was prowling.
A number of opportunities already in the first 8 minutes. Something on that, Balde. Diakite. Duk. Seeing a lot of the ball at the moment, this Ho Chi Minh City side. Kongyan. Diakite. At the moment, HOUGANG on the back foot a little. Chasing shadows. Very patient build up here.
And that's what Kompong gives you when he drops into the no man's land area. He can just quicken things up. Very, very intelligent. Once in a generational talent, really.
See much ball yet so far.
Here's the cutback and strike on target. It's a really good start. Work. Busy kind of work there from Shawal Anwar. Flick over the head, gets that handball. This is that battle again from Zach Anderson and Balde. Dangerous area, HOUGANG. Slinging some really good quality.
I was about to say that for them to just relieve a bit of that pressure. They go with the left foot of Hafiz Sujad on the right of Shawal Anwar's. told to behave himself. So an in-swinger here, very close to the goalkeeper.
Oh, see, I love that delivery, Shez. I love that drifted delivery towards the goalkeeper, and it's a good height to be able to throw something on that.
Still not quite able to get there.
Maybe the runs weren't quite right, but that's not a bad delivery at all.
It's been a lively start to this game in the AFC Cup.
Yeah, nice feel to it, isn't it? Really nice feel.
Towards Balde. Just hold off there, the challenge. Yeah, now Khuôn. Too many bodies there for him. Some stupid buzzy button. Pulls that right across the park. Nigel. What's your thoughts on Stupid Plazibat and his best position, John? Because he's played in a variety of them, especially last season.
Well, first off, I think Stupid Plazibat, he's found his level. You know, he had a little go over in time, didn't quite work out for him, and it's very difficult for a striker to go and lead the line, be an import player in Thailand. You don't get many opportunities, don't get a lot of time. You've got to hit the ground running. Didn't quite work out for him in Bangkok. And look, I like him in between the lines. I like him dropping off into midfield every now and then. But I can completely understand HOUGANG having him right up top. You know, you have a series of previous import players since the Singapore Premier League or the S League inception. This is just a strike on target. Once again, Kompong getting another one on target. Marko Grabovac, for example, and you know, they come from the same part of the world. I can understand HOUGANG wanted to stick him right up top, the main man, the man to get the goals for them. I think though, when you have Sahil Sahaimi with his pace, I think perhaps, you know, Sahil Sahaimi can only play one position. I think he can only really play and gallop over the top into space, because I don't think he's cute enough to be dropping in between the lines. I don't think he's got the engine to be playing in a wide position, really, and doing his due diligence the other way. So I don't really like Steve Plazy back in with the players he's got around him at the moment. Dropping back, I like him to play right up top if possible.
From Shaul Anwar. At the moment, it does appear that Sahil Sahaimi is the lone man. That's what prompted my question to John about Plazibat being drawn. He's not playing with that left side, isn't he?
I just don't see why. I don't see why they can't just have Sahil Sahaimi and Plazibat up top. Shaul Anwar, I think he can play in a wider position.
It's also quite fluid, as we saw from that first game against Lao Toyota. They were very thoroughly beaten by Tampines Rovers in the Community Shield a few days ago. No foul to the referee, but they didn't play their top side. Here's Manchal. Now Plazibat surging forward. He's got Hafiz Shujan, and he could have got rid of the ball earlier, but very good challenge from Diakite.
Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic tackle. Diakite, I thought he was fantastic in the second half of their game against Yangon. I thought he was really, really good. Very calm, good talker.
Oh, it's a good ball in! Flag is stayed down, Khuôn gets his goal. Really good work on the byline. And you'd have to say, on the balance of play so far, John, Ho Chi Minh City deserved that.
Yeah, you can't argue with that, and that's how good a tackle that was from Diakite. It really was timed to perfection. It was a real cruncher, he meant it, but also a lot of the HOUGANG players were taken out of the game because they committed themselves forward. Manchal in particular bombed forward. As this ball's just played into an area, Zach he has a little look over his right shoulder, but he gets sucked towards the ball because he thinks he can cut it out. And the thing is, once you go past that near post as a defender, if the ball goes past you, you can be left with egg on your face. You can't say that wasn't coming. You can't say that Kompong didn't have his sighters.
Trumpy Son, the skipper, Ho Chi Minh, great work on that right-hand side on the byline to cut that back. Kompong, as you mentioned, they're just drifting in. Zach Hansen now, just to compound their problems, Stipe Plazibat, who was rested in that game. Just picking up something there, but he seems to be okay. Keep an eye out for that one.
I can just imagine, before this goal comes in, the boys in the studio, Chevy and Roshan, just saying, the goal's coming. You just felt it, and you felt that it was going to be this guy. He had like 3 or 4 shots on target before that, and that's a really good finish because that's great contact. It's coming at him at an awkward height, doesn't have much time to adjust his body.
As you said, it was coming. Hougang a little loose at the back here.
I see Matchell as well start demanding the ball in the midfield areas. As an import player, especially as a midfielder, these are the situations you really have to relish. You really have to make the difference. You've got to start changing the point of play regularly.
Up top.
I don't mind, that's a good searching ball, Shez.
Eventually comes out for it, Buitiandu. Just here, Diakite giving instructions out. Loose play there. Balde. Didn't he? Pass on Zablin now. Kompong. He's got his skipper there in front of him. Pison. He's gone for goal. See, for Caroline. But you can just see Balde putting his hands up, saying, "What about me?"
Trumpy Son, we've not really mentioned him, and we should have done, and I take responsibility for that because I was oozing over him. He was the best player on the park in Ho Chi Minh's first game against Yangon. He was absolutely fantastic. He really was. Didn't hardly gave the ball away. Played off little angles. He was playing a lot deeper than he is tonight.
Well, he did supply that goal just now for Kompong, and play from him on that right hand side made things a bit difficult for Fabian Kwok. Here's TP Plasma on this right hand side at the moment for Hougang. Hafiz Sujan, sorry, this left hand side for Hougang, excuse me. Hafiz just behind him. Mitchell wants to make that run. Again, this is what they're looking for. They're trying to get Shawal Anwar in. So that piece of his, get behind the defence. He's just got to pick his moments. Shawal Anwar, just got to, I think, start out to win. Just ghost in, because that little movement over the top, he's got in a couple of times now. Maybe in Kwok, quite rightly, sticks his hand up to apologise because that ball just been overcooked, and it shouldn't. It's a simple diagonal ball over the top. There's a couple of little openings for Hougang, something that they should take some confidence from. I don't think they're going to be able to outpass Ho Chi Minh, but it's not a great back line from Ho Chi Minh. It's quite flat, and it can be really high at times. Well disguised balls over the top can really bear fruit. Hougang are playing pretty much a 4-1-4-1 at the moment. I mentioned Fabian just in front of that back four. Getting overrun at times. It's Balde.
Balde does brilliantly there. Does really, really well. Holds the ball up nice and strong. side on, Bisson, technically very, very sound. Mitchell stayed with it. Heavy breathing now from a lot of the HOUGANG boys.
I mean the guys who actually play in Singapore and in the stadium. Kitty doesn't get to that. Yeah, puts it in again. It's a bit sluggish, I agree, John. They seem to be struggling with the pace of this game. Stupid Plasma does well. Is there an outlet? He just put his hand up there in frustration, there's nothing. And he's taking a risk again. That's not the first time he's done that. That just might indicate the lack of options for him at the moment.
Yeah, but then I think when you're in that sort of position, you've got to be clever. You've got to take the contact and go down. I think you'd be a little bit smarter in that sort of situation. But once again, it highlights Stipe Plazibert. I know he won the ball, came back and won the ball. It's not where you want him to be. And you're looking at some of the HOUGANG players looking tired. The style of play that they're having to play is tough. It's a frayed, rugged style, and they're doing a lot of their work without a ball. Ball will always move quicker than the player, poaching in and popping the ball around.
Right across the field. Kong Kien. Kong Tun. Pushing a little further up, fullback. Very comfortable on the ball at the moment, Ho Chi Minh City. Diakite. Khuôn drops back a little now, just fallen nicely for Stipe Plazibert, who is the furthest man forward for once. Looks up to delightful ball. Charles Anwar was getting ready for the spectacular.
That's a fantastic header. It's great because he gets himself in a terrific position. You can see man and ball. It's not the biggest, but just managed to get something on that, just a quiff.
Just saw Balde saying, looking back at his team, saying, relax. To the mix, keeper does enough.
Great delivery, right on the money.
Doug, one of two players with an identical name, has played for his country. Just to make things interesting, he's got a younger brother, also called Bui Tien Du. Anderson's header is wide.
Move from Zach, he's disappointed because he has a really good look at this. Shouldn't really be going for goal here. He's got to be putting that back into a dangerous area.
There, gets the ball back, but needs to distribute it quickly. Mitchell. This is 4-1-4-1 working for you, John?
Well, not at the moment. It's really not, and it's mainly because of the screening job that is trying to do. He's just not quite understanding. He's trying to just go a little bit further wide in possession of the ball. And once there's a turnover, there's a big gap in that central area because Afik Noor's not coming in to drop quick enough.
Yeah, it's a lot of space there. My word. Balde, he can't believe it. Not sure we can either.
No, it's a delicious ball across, really. Look here. Balde just stays flat-footed. Proactive enough, and then going back to this 4-1-4-1. I mean, Kwok he's trying to offer his services to get the ball when HOUGANG are in possession. And in doing so, he's drifting out of that central midfield area. And when it breaks down, there's nobody covering. There's nobody covering Zach Anderson and Applin. And Afik Noor can't get back in time. He's starting too high up.
would you advocate a change of formation rather than a change of personnel at this stage?
I think formation, yeah. And when you have a look at the bench and the options that HOUGANG got, there's not really anyone that can come on and change the game straight away. Maybe you've got Shafiqani that can hold on to the ball. Technically, he's pretty sound. And still, it's the first half, 1-0 down. HOUGANG have had a couple of sighters, and you do expect Ho Chi Minh to give you a couple of more look-ins. It's just they're looking a bit frayed at the moment, HOUGANG, individually. There's a couple of mouth breathers.
Yes, perfect Noor. Macho. It's just a stupid passing about there. That's where the ball ends up. Then it's just slowed right down, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's just because HOUGANG's working so hard without the ball. When they get in possession, there's very few players that can be dynamic once they've got it.
Nazrul Azari, going for his pace. That's quite lucky here, Shawal Anwar.
And this is what I'm talking about, sorry. As the ball comes in, Ho Chi Minh, they will give you a little look. They will give you a chance. There's really only Diakite at the back there that's holding them together. A single stitch.
It's an opportune moment to get some liquids in and also a quick chat with the coach. There's the only goal scorer so far, Win Kong Pong. Good goal, good build up to that goal as well. Now we've just seen Stipe Plazibat has moved back into the most forward position. Sahil Suhaimi has moved to that left-hand side, which just seeing a sort of vigorous nod from my fellow commentator.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a 4-2-3-1. Just confirm, let's just see that. So like Afik Noor is going to be holding hands with Kwok.
There he is, Afik Noor. Yeah, I think you might be right. Just talking about changing that, weren't we?
Yeah, I just think it's better. I just think it's more stable. Or Macho perhaps, yeah. Just drifting in there, and that's what you want if an import play. You want to get Macho on the ball.
Here's Afik. Trying to release the pace on this side, and that pace is through Nazrul Nazari and Shawal Anwar, both very, very quick players. Well, particularly Nazrul hasn't been able to show off his lung-busting runs yet.
Yeah, Win Contan, he left back for Ho Chi Minh. He does tend to switch off. He doesn't tuck in and get himself in a good starting position. Just switches off at times, and all the problems that come in for Ho Chi Minh down the right-hand side, their left-hand side. And I think if Nazrul Nazari can keep himself pretty fresh, he can start busting a gut, I think, in the second half, and really start making some forays forward. Double teaming against Contan.
Loses the ball. Waiting and waiting for some kind of contact. Ignore, clever from him. Little chat here with Wang Tin.
Yeah, he's incredibly clumsy though. Afik Noor, I think, does brilliant. He just gets his body in the way, feels that contact, plays percentages for a bit.
Just put it forward it, Suhaimi.
It's that back line again, that flat back line from Ho Chi Minh, still not great.
Little signs for HOUGANG here.
Oh, certainly. I think coming to the half-hour mark now, there are a few positives. We knew there was going to be goals in this, yes. We knew that. Defensively, I don't think either side is that sound.
Made some changes at the back. Applin and Anderson brought in. Talk made players who left Yunus, the centre-back. Fajrul Nawaz, well as head forwards, but the big ones, Faris Ramli, fantastic attacking talent. In Malaysia, Trengganu and Zulfami Arifin, the skipper, Squadpuri. Sarcastic clap there from Clement.
Shell does great there, quick feet. Once again, double teamed, takes the contact, slows things down a little bit, that's okay for now. Hougang have had a decent spell of possession last 5 minutes. Perhaps a couple of the individuals can just have a little bit of a breather, get themselves together.
Forward by Zaplin, flag stays down, oh no, it does go up in the end. Sahil.
Oh, it's not a great call. I think that's a great call. Oh, it's a handball. It's not offside, it's a handball. It's again a diagonal ball, catching Ho Chi Minh out.
Quick attackers and powerful attackers. That's about Sahil and Shawal. Can cause all kinds of problems when they just not as involved as they'd probably like at the moment. Pison trying to get that back to Balde. Now Mitchell. A lot of players that left the club, and they've brought in Zach Anderson, as I mentioned, and Zaplin, Charles Mitchell, Shawn Anwar, Sohail Sonobi, amongst others.
If you look at the work, Mitchell's, he's given the ball away twice, and now he's the wrong side of the ball there. Like I said, playing in Jalan Besar Stadium, it's really humid. It's incredibly humid. He gets on top of you. Rubber starts melting around your feet. Then you can end up just looking like you're running on a treadmill. Got to be smart when playing in the AFC Cup in Jalan Besar Stadium.
Stop to his tracks. Peace on. Akokpo. Look at that from him. Wriggle his way through. I think no. Clever use again of his body.
Yeah, it's a position that suits him much better. He starts a little bit deeper. He's a strong boy, he's stout.
Here's Plazibat, right inside now. One way of looking at it, John, is that they're trying to keep it fluid with the attackers of Plazibat, Sahil and Shawal, but it's not quite panning out at the moment, it's not quite working.
No, I mean, you're trying to pick the best team to have fluid attackers. You probably look at Liverpool. I mean, the attackers are incredibly fluid. But that style of play in this stadium, in this part of the world, it's Liverpool are probably the best side in world football without the ball as well. They press incredibly well. Playing AFC Cup against a Vietnamese side, this humidity. It's a long game without the ball, it really is. I'm just not sure that style suits Hougang for now.
Here's Anderson. And Mitchell. Ball slipped through, Stephen Blasi by the flag stayed down. Marley seemed to take an age to take the shot. Again, very, very good defending.
Great
to
ball.
recover.
Sorry, Shed. What a ball from Mitchell. Loads of disguise on it. And a terrific tackle. Plazibat just trying to open his body out. And slot that home. Yeah, you're right, Shed. Looks like he's been off the pace, Plazibat, throughout this game. drifting around in a variety of positions and giving the ball away. And have a look at the contrast. Kong Fong there, hardly sweating.
This was Kong Fong earlier. Oh, this is a goal, excuse me.
Yeah, Pison, captain, and Kong Fong combining here. Watch him drift into the dangerous area. Just drifts in behind Zach Anderson, and that's a great finish.
Challenge there from Van Son. That's 2 goal-saving tackles now from Ho Chi Minh City.
Really good ball from this boy. Matchel, low to disguise, down the side. Blazibat has to do better in that sort of situation, has to. Pretty much giving the ball away every time he's had it.
That's the crowd, Vietnamese side of things. Fairly happy that their side is up. We feel they could have got a couple more. Some of the balls just not falling for the players. Air shots. HOUGANG have also had a couple of chances of their own. But for some very good last gasp defending. The reality is BTN Duk there has had very little to do.
Yeah, I can't think of much he's had to do actually. From the corner, he's had to fist one away. That's about it.
Swung in by Kong Kien. Now Fabian Kwok. Hafiz. Sanu Zahomi on that left-hand side is giving that away. Kong Kwok. No, Nok Duk. The goal comes off Anderson. Kong Kien. Good ball out to Kong Kien. From the back, Hu Tuan. Kong Tan. Header from Balde straight to Carol in.
Well, that's the ball. Comes to Kong Tan here. He drifts one in. No one's gone with Kong Tan. It's far too late. Shawel tries to get back. Unfortunately, Balde's movement's not great. He's in there standing.
Fairly well worked move from Ho Chi Minh City. Nazrul Nazari. Matchel. On that pass from Stipe Plazibat, they've got away with it. Afik. Now Sahil. He's got Hafiz Sujan just outside of him and needed a better pass. Easy for Van Son. Their attack breaks down quickly, HOUGANG. Pison. Looking for Kong Pong.
Well, if a better ball from Pison there to Kong Pong. Kong Pong's in, and Pison just gives him a little thumbs up. For once we saw Hafiz Sujan busting the gut, getting forward, getting over that halfway line, and then it broke down too quickly. Sahil Sahami didn't cover him.
Are you feeling that the fullbacks aren't getting forward enough for you?
Yeah, I just think that they need to be starting a little bit higher. They need to be giving Ho Chi Minh a little bit more to think about. I know Zach and Aplin at the back there, they're a little bit wary about Kong Pong's pace. Not so much Boulders.
Plazibat. Hafiz Sujan going for the goal. Matchel, ball in. We go out for a corner.
Good ball in as well. Lovely ball in, really good.
Heads it out. He's been pretty good at the back. Oh, what a time now for HOUGANG if they can get a goal. Header off corner earlier from that man there, Zach Anderson. It's wide. Be one of the obvious target men. Trực tiếp TPHCM and Zaplin. Some of the others. Was Zaplin in the end? Yeah, it was. Might have another look at that. I think he had a good sighter of this. The ball's come a long way, and a long time to readjust. Just about 3 minutes left in this first half. AFC Cup, match day 2. HOUGANG United of Singapore versus Vietnam's Ho Chi Minh City. The only goal of the game so far. Khuôn, star player. Feel there's a sluggishness about HOUGANG today.
Yeah, condition-wise, I don't think they're in great shape. I know they've had to work incredibly hard to just keep the score to what it is right now, and going with runners it's a pretty thankless task. Going from midfield runners, it's always tough playing against Vietnamese sides, especially in the midfield area. They always seem to outnumber you. They're 1 or 2 touch passing. This boy, I think he's grown into the game. The last 15 minutes, I think he's been HOUGANG's best player, getting through a lot of work, offering himself, being brave with the ball.
It seems like it's just winding down now, doesn't it? Real rush from either side, really.
As it edges closer to half time, I think Ho Chi Minh will look at things and go, yeah, okay, first half done. Sew it up and get ready for the second half. Once again, looking at Khuôn. Doesn't look like he's played nearly 45 minutes, does it? Fresh.
Yeah, he's about the only one looking like that. Here's Anderson to Applin. Too easy to get that ball off. Perfect goal. Actually done by Kokien. This is Nokduk. Oh, he slipped over. That's bad. Second best of that one against Diakite. Khuôn slips it in to Balde. Oh, an important challenge to stop goal number 2 that looked like it was coming.
Well, there's levels to everything, isn't there? And Khuôn plays at a slightly different level than everybody else. We saw the contrast. The ball went into TPHCM. He lost possession. The ball gets shunted into his opposite number, Khuôn, and he turns and he goes past somebody and he slips somebody in and creates something a little bit special.
Does seem a little immobile, doesn't he? The big man, Balde, Guinea-Bissau international. I said stints at some pretty big clubs, Sporting, Star Sporting Lisbon, Celtic. There, he shows his quality, using his 1.93 metre frame to get the goal number 2 right on the cusp of half time.
Great ball in, wonderful ball in, and you do feel a little bit sorry for Applin. He's got to give Boulder a nudge in this situation. In this sort of situation, he's far too tight for Boulder, and in a jumping contest, there is going to be no contest. Have a look at this. Balde just pins himself against Applin here. And Applin needs to do a little bit more. He needs to give Balde a little nudge and hope that the referee doesn't blow the whistle, because he's not going to out-jump him. And we heard the thud of the header. It's great contact. It's a bruising finish. So again, another delightful ball in from Pison. 2 assists for the skipper. And, we were talking about scoring just before the break, and it's Ho Chi Minh City who've done it and are looking good here. Well, it amazes me that Pison hasn't got more caps for his country, and you know, he plays on that right-hand side. When he was central in the first and early second half of the game against Yangon, everything went through him. He was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, 4 caps. Trying to piece on. Playing very, very well here. Again, there's a lot of work to do. HOUGANG now. But they were a goal behind against Lao Toyota, but this is a very different kind of team as we come to the end of this first half, John Wilkinson. Yeah, there's a few positives to take. You know, diagonal early balls over the back line of Ho Chi Minh could maybe bear fruit in the second half for HOUGANG, but that man there, Kong Pong, barely got a sweat on, and Ho Chi Minh much better side.
Yes, well played by the visitors there. Early pressure has paid off. They got a goal through Kong Pong, and then Amido Balde, half-time score, HOUGANG United 0, Ho Chi Minh City 2.
So far it's not going according to plan for the home side. HOUGANG United trailing by 2-0 at Jalan Besar Stadium. A thundering header by Amido Balde just before the half-time whistle, doubling Ho Chi Minh's lead. We'll bring you the highlights from that one, as well as tell you what's going on at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in a couple of minutes' time.
Every day is better with friends. You've taken the call-up. Wake up! It's game time. Lived the sleepless nights. Stood together through the tough times. And celebrated the wins. And now Standard Chartered is giving you the chance to win a trip to Anfield. Simply go to the Fox Sports Asia website and tell us in 25 words or less why you should stand red at Anfield and never walk alone. Sunday, UFC Fight Night. Joseph Benavidez takes on Anderson Figueiredo in a power-packed flyweight title fight. Live Sunday on Fox Sports.
This guy's a good driver. Oh, Matt Yes. Specialist, how would you like to take this?
Roger Federer, because he's my hero.
plenty of goals right around Asia, and that is how we like it on our coverage of the AFC Cup here on Fox Sports Live. As we've been watching at Jalan Besar Stadium, it's currently the away side who are 2 goals to the good. Ho Chi Minh up against HOUGANG United. 2 goals scored as well in the Philippines at Rizal Memorial Stadium. And as we enter the last half an hour in Cambodia, Sai Ring are currently up against Bali United. So plenty of goals to bring you and not that much time to do it. So let's take you straight to the first goal that we saw at Jalan Besar Stadium that put Ho Chi Minh a goal to the good. And that came from one of the men who we were building up to in the lead up to this one, Nhung Kong Phong. And just take us through this one, Russian.
Yeah, again, we highlighted him and his ability to not just play in one of those 4 positions, but to drop off and find free spaces. And you can see all the way through he's unmarked. There isn't anyone in an orange shirt that's picking up his run from a deeper area, and it can be very difficult for defenders to sort of track those runs. But you can see what happens there is Anders Aplin actually gets sucked out towards him and then doesn't sort of track back with that run. He goes out to him thinking it's going to be a cutback, and then turns away, starts looking at the ball, and that's when Kong Fu makes his move in on his blind side, and he's ball watching in that situation, and they get punished there.
Yeah, Kong Phong scored in the 15th minute, but he did have a couple of chances prior to that, and with that in mind, there were warning signs for HOUGANG right from the outset that perhaps they should have been marking him a little bit tighter, Chevy.
Well, I would like to know what the 3 central defenders, or rather the 2 central defenders, have been doing in the first half, because they haven't gotten close to anyone. Zach Anderson hasn't won a header against Balde. Anders Aplin, has been caught ball watching, and he's been brushed aside, as we will see. And if you give that amount of time and space to Kong Phong, he's going to punish you. He's one of the best players in Southeast Asia, one of the best forwards in Southeast Asia. And once again, for me, it has been a nothing first half for HOUGANG. Very soft in central defense, no creativity in central midfield, and it's no surprise that Ho Chi Minh not playing at their best, I would say. I think there's still a gear left for Ho Chi Minh City, but in the second half, HOUGANG have to turn up.
Yeah, the 25-year-old Kong Phong, known as the Vietnamese Messi. We know that Lionel Messi assists and creates just as much as he scores, and so too Kong Phong doing the same in this match. His vision as well and his passing has been pretty good so far, Roshan.
Has been very good. I mean, he's got a good supporting cast around him as well. Amido Balde playing that role of the target man, just occupying central defenders, and it's difficult at times. Again, he gets into these spaces in behind HOUGANG's midfield, and Afiq Noor is struggling as well to sort of track those movements. So is Fabian Kwok in those areas. They're just playing at a sort of a different level at the moment, Ho Chi Minh. And in terms of the quality that they have, I touched on the fact that the first game against Lao Toyota, it was pretty comfortable for HOUGANG, but coming into this, they're going to come up against a side that are really good. Wonderful technical quality. I mean, you don't finish runners-up in the V-League and not be a good side, and they're showing how good they can be. Just lovely little touches, passes into spaces in behind HOUGANG's defense, and the movement of the ball is just causing all sorts of issues for HOUGANG.
Yeah, we saw there a chance for Amido Balde. He was unable to convert with his feet, but a couple of minutes later, boy, did he find the back of the net with his head. What a towering header this was, and you could hear the impact, ball on head, before ball went in the back of the net, Chevy.
Indeed, and once again, I mean, time and space for the winger, time to look up, put it into that area where you know that Balde will attack it. But I would like to know who is marking Balde. Nobody. I mean, Aplin not the biggest, but I would say in a situation like this, Zach Anderson should stick to the tallest man and go with him wherever he goes. And for me, I think it's been. I mean, like I say, it's been really poor from HOUGANG. They've got to turn up in the second half.
Yeah, perhaps one of the brighter sparks for HOUGANG in that first half, Shawal Anwar, and we talked about what they're missing in the first half. Well, he missed a couple of good chances as well. Has he been their best player so far, would you say, Roshan?
It's difficult really to pick out HOUGANG's best player. I guess Khairul in goal has been the best because of the chances that and how dominant Ho Chi Minh have been. But what I will say about him is he's an outlet, he's an option in terms of his pace and his movement, how he runs inside, starting from a wider position, moves in towards the fullback, and in times just runs really well just to try and get in behind and keep himself in an onside position. But it's generally been quite difficult for Hougang United really to sort of string any threatening moves together against Ho Chi Minh. Plazibat's trying to get himself involved. He's working hard, but it's very difficult to go through the midfield as well. And I mean, if we're speaking about Plazibat and his involvement in this game, he had a chance here. It's a lovely ball played in behind, defense-splitting ball, and he just wants far too much time on the ball here, Chevy, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking, that he's clear on his own and he takes forever. I mean, he's not like that. I don't know. Much earlier in the game, saw him limping a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe, he's carrying an injury because he doesn't hesitate when he gets into the box. Not what he did on this occasion.
Yeah, so that is in Group F. Meanwhile, in Group G, a couple of matches going on. We'll take you to the Rizal Memorial Stadium, first of all, where Steras Negras are currently entertaining Tan Quang Ninh of Vietnam. And we'll bring you the goals. The first one going to Tan Quang Ninh. Jeremy Lynch, Chevy, you picked him out before the match, and he rather validated your praise before it with that goal there.
Well, he does, but there was a great ball in for him, goes around the goalie, empty net, and he does well. And I would say that, this has been an exciting first 45. It's been a bit of a battle, but there's been enough quality on show as well. As we see here, this is quite late in the half, very late in the half, and Maronian does ever so well from the spot.
And meanwhile, from the Philippines, let's take you to the National Olympic Stadium in Phnom Penh. Svai Reng of Cambodia up against Indonesia's Bali United. This match got going a little bit earlier on. And in terms of the goals, it was Svai Reng and Hoi Falin who got things going with a great finish in the end there, Russia.
Yeah, it was a good finish, especially on that pitch. Can be very bumpy, keeps his head down, gets the ball on target past the goalkeeper. But really, I mean, Bali United, the two goals that they've conceded here have come from defensive lapses. The first one was a long ball played over the top, and then the second one here, again, you see just a mistake in midfield, and Svai Reng get the second.
Yeah, heading into the last minute of stoppage time in the first half, Spasojevic thought he had found the back of the net there, but it was ruled out for offside. As we take a look at the replay, you can see the number 9 not particularly happy with the decision, and you can see why, because he is ridiculously clearly onside there when the ball is played, and that's rather unforgivable. He did manage to get his goal there in the 59th minute. And you can see the way he's celebrating there, about to look at the assistant linesman as well, saying, "You're not going to rule that one out, thank you very much." So that one's still ongoing, reaching its latter stages. Meanwhile, we are going to turn our attentions back to Jalan Besar once we return from a break. It's Hougang up against Ho Chi Minh City, and it's the Singaporean side who need to find their way back into the game. They're 2-0 down, the second half. Coming up next on Fox Sports Live.
You've taken the call-up. Wake up! It's game time. Lived the sleepless nights. Stood together through the tough times. And celebrated the wins. And now Standard Chartered is giving you the chance to win a trip to Anfield. Simply go to the Fox Sports Asia website and tell us in 25 words or less why you should stand red at Anfield and never walk alone. It's the future of football. Legends of tomorrow. Skill to the max. Kai Havertz with a delightful chip. Timo Werner. Visionaries on the touchlines. Reinventing the game. Pure class team football. The stuff is next level. An astonishing top speed. The future is now. RB Leipzig versus Bayer Leverkusen. Live on Fox Sports.
He's so cute. Look away. My email is nickjlover.
Oh my!
You're the kind of singer I would die to write songs for.
Pop that, my friend. This isn't fair. It's horrible. Yes, you are.
You can't say no to this.
If you don't choose me as your coach, this puppy's going to go straight back to the animal shelter.
What is wrong with you?
The Voice, tonight at 8 p.m. Same day as the U.S. on Fox Life.
Besar Stadium. It's half-time between HOUGANG United and Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh 2 goals to the good. 15th minute, Wee Kong Phuong, right at the very end of the first half. Amido Balde with a header, and that's a pretty fair reflection. It probably could have been more, in fact, for Ho Chi Minh. And there's the brain trust, as it were, of HOUGANG having a chat about how to maybe change things around.
Well, they've got a lot to think about, and you know, at the moment, HOUGANG are hoping that something's going to happen rather than trusting themselves to make something happen. It's very difficult to make something happen when you don't quite have the energy to do it, and they don't look like an energetic side. They look like a side going through the motions, really, and hoping that, you know, a little bit of pace up front, a mistake at the back from Ho Chi Minh might let them in.
See if they've changed anything with the shape, because personnel is still the same. Control there from Shawa. Play in Hafiz Sujan. See, maybe a little bit more. These first few seconds, intense perhaps. Pison is down.
That's definitely a card. Pison does brilliantly there in tight situations, and this is what, you know, Vietnamese midfielders are the best at the moment in Southeast Asia. Tight situations, keeping possession, twisting away. Pison, the captain, gets a wrap on the ankles from Fabian Quek.
Well, Fabian got the yellow card, but Hafiz Sujan also got a piece of him as well. Achilles, yeah. That could have been carded, but well, it's Hafiz who's got the yellow, perhaps. Surprising, because it was Fabian who put his hand up to apologise.
Son goes limping away.
No, it's Hafiz. That's changed later. That's about, I think Noor showed too much of the ball, but gets a bit lucky. Seems about 45 seconds, but we're up for it now. Diakite. Nice to the ball at the moment, HOUGANG. Suja does well. Floated in by Shawal. Looking for Sahil. Here's Afik. That's bat. Just can't quite get the end of it. It's the third time I think we've seen something like that happen for Ho Chi Minh City. It's quicker pace about this game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's mainly HOUGANG's doing. They really want to force the issue, they really want to press, and they have to.
Sahil. It's a better ball to Stipe Plasiba. He's a bit frustrated.
Well, of course, that just doesn't use his body nearly well enough. It's a really good tackle. Once again, Plasiba losing out.
Pison. It's been excellent so far. Look at that. Trying to show up a little bit, perhaps. It's going to annoy some players. Maybe he feels he's earned the right.
He's definitely earned the right. Away from home, 2-0 up, 2 assists. It's only showboating if there's no end product.
Yeah, I think some of the Vietnamese fans in that stand. The corner's being taken. Attacking the ball, Diakite.
That's actually better from Applin. think the Diakite now, Haplin and Fabian Kwok, they've just double teamed him, but they're backing into him. This is P-Song just wriggling away and getting a wrap on the Achilles there.
Both of them fouled him actually, but it was only officially Hafiz Sujani got the yellow card rather than Fabian Kwok. He apologised immediately. Here's Hafiz.
Just about got away with it then. And the problem was Aplin, once he received the ball, giving it back the way it came, he needed to turn out. Now he's got acres of space and can do it.
Is that onside? Shot. Sahil straight to the keeper. Few efforts have got on goal.
It's great distribution from the keeper as well. It's a wide area. It's amazing, the goalkeeper. HOUGANG are set. They've got their shape. But how a goalkeeper can throw the ball to the halfway line, and a Ho Chi Minh midfielder can bring the ball down with lots of time, it just shouldn't happen.
You just saw the yellow card for Fabian Kwok, which is what we thought was the case earlier. Unclear whether they both been given the yellow card, but Kwok. Time wasting or yes. I got a quick word there with Kwok here. Here's Hafiz. Playing. Natural.
That's a decent ball from Aplin. I think you're going to nitpick, maybe a little bit more disguise on that, but it gives Plazi better chance and still giving it away.
I think. It's better. Ball back. Bats on. Now Kwok out wide here. Slips over. That's a good chance. It didn't need to be. Put out a play there. Oh, they've survived. Somehow HOUGANG have not conceded a third.
Well, HOUGANG just intended on giving the fans some drama. I mean, Kompong lays it on the plate there. Bison, it's not a great effort from him. It didn't need to be cleared, as you said. Nazrul Nazari puts it back into a danger area, and he clears off the line again. Was it with his hand? Was it with his thigh? Let's have a look here. The left thigh? Yeah, just about the left thigh. You've got to give him the benefit there.
Yeah, but their questions are being asked. John, they are being torn apart at times.
Well, they are, and at the moment HOUGANG are going to have to defend very, very deep because they just haven't got the pace at the back right now. They try and press further up. You do fear that Ho Chi Minh, too many clean pairs of heels to get in behind.
Ho Chi Minh have found themselves some really good positions in the penalty area and not taking advantage. Come back to haunt them. As of now, you'd say unlikely given that HOUGANG have created very little going forward. There have been some excellent challenges on attackers inside the penalty area.
I see Diakite there bombing on, trying to underlap, and P-Song going for the nutmeg. The thing is with players like P-Song, they're very gifted, very talented, and they're confidence players. So when they're 2 goals up and they're getting lots of possession of the ball, really will start pulling things and making things happen.
They've got down quick, turns that over for turns around the post for a corner.
This is a great effort from Hwang Din because it's stuck under his feet and he still manages to dig it out, get it on target. Look here, it's stuck under his feet. Good stop.
Chances are mounting again here for Ho Chi Minh. Hafiz Sujan with the header. Here's Anderson. Take the throw in. I just heard Diakite say something to Hamido. As the ball comes to him. Not surprising, perhaps.
Zach Hansen doing really well there, just standing up and don't always have to win it.
Sahil. Reminder that HOUGAng United beat our Toyota earlier this evening, 3-2. A drama towards the end of that game. That means, of course, that as of now, a few sides on 4 points. Not the end of the world necessarily for HOUGAng should they go on to losers, but this is at home. This is where you need to be getting your wins.
Yep. Make things a little bit more comfortable for yourself to get the points at home.
Shawal, plenty of football in this game. No foul for the referee.
And there, in good position. HOUGAng, maybe in quite a really good position and ends up giving the ball away. Sahimi's down there, he got flattered by Diakate. Referee deemed it legal. Look here. Diakate doesn't really do too much, and I think Sahil Sahimi, did he roll his ankle there? Well, it's a strange one, that.
See, John, that was in the box. That was in the box. Is that a foul for you?
Is it? No, I don't think it is a foul. I think Diakate's just stood his ground, and I think Sahil Sahimi initiated the contact. I think the telltale sign there was the home side. There wasn't one player going up to the referee, wasn't in his face. And you can tell a lot from that usually. Sahil Sahimi didn't pop up at all, and even now, as he's walking off the field, didn't ask the question of the referee.
Singapore flag flying high off the pitch, not so much on it at the moment. HOUGAng have been outplayed by Ho Chi Minh City, who, like HOUGAng, are in their debut AFC Cup tournament. Response right at the start of the second half in terms of determination to get to the ball and winning 50-50s from HOUGAng. The chances have gone the way of Ho Chi Minh. Dison. Kompong. The interchange of passes. Great feet. Well, again, they haven't been able to score, but they do now! Balde difference between the sides is so often in the final third, and this time on the edge of the 18-yard box, the interchange of play, the communication, the relationships in that final third were absolutely fantastic. Deserved a goal first time. But Balde, that's what he's all about. His movement's not great, doesn't have electric pace. But this is why he's played, 20 games for Celtic and played for good sides. He's a battering ram, an absolute smasher of a header. Look at this, perhaps Confon should have scored, deserved a goal. How about that for a header though? Only one place to put it. You feel a little bit for Hougang's back line because they scrambled and they did everything they could. Ultimately though, wasn't enough. Completely left on his own in there. Not anyone around him. Too easy. Peter Balde on the hour. Makes it 3. Now, that uphill struggles just got a lot steeper for Hougang.
One of the things you really do notice is that the hunger that Ho Chi Minh have without the ball, the hunger, the desire to win it back quickly. And of course, you look at them, they look like they've been really well coached, individually, collectively.
Shawal, trying to get that down for Sahil. He's won the ball back here. Let's return the favour. Perfect's done well. Peason has been excellent, hasn't he? And found by Shawal. Does well to win the ball back. Muscled Hafiz Sujan by Amido Balde, who is on a hat-trick here. Yeah, very clever. They thought he would just take the contact instead. Hafiz Sujan just annoyed by being bullied, really. Well, we can confirm that is now the first yellow card for Hafiz Sujan. So it was a mistake, case of mistaken identity, as we thought earlier on. I just wonder, past the hour mark, would you get someone like Sheffield Gunny on?
Well, it's as simple as this. It's not going to hurt. I don't think it's going to hurt. And, not one substitution yet for Hougang. For a group of players, you look at their body language, they look ragged, they look frayed around the edges. And, Manchel's not had a touch of the ball in that midfield in this second half.
Balde, now Peason. That's a goal now. Closed down by Afik. That shot. Why not have a go?
Well, it's a really good block from Zagans coming out quickly there. But if you look initially just how deep they're having to defend Hougang, it's not even on the edge of that 18-yard box. It's inside their own 18-yard box. They have to try and get up just a little bit. And Manchel's coming really deep now to try and get involved, try and have a little touch of the ball.
This won't get there. Too easy for bounce on. Here's Shawal. He's had his moments in this match. Afik. Nazari was offside.
Well, it's a really good run from Nazari. He needed that first initial clip to just go over the top, and then he was in.
You fear for Hougang at the moment. Every time Ho Chi Minh come forward.
That's unfortunate. If Balde could have taken that on the chest. How about that little swivel of hips and change of pace from Confon?
Did really well in the build-up to that third goal. thought that was going to go in. Then you thought the luck would continue for Hougang there.
It's a threatening partnership, isn't it, Kongpong and Balde?
Real problems here for Hougang. Lovely work from Shawal. Right to the goalkeeper, poor cross.
Well,
Could he have attacked the ball for you?
oh, well, you're looking. I think he's well within his rights to ask the question of his teammates. Why is no one going across the goalkeeper? You know, there's two orange and black shirts in the box. Not one of them is making a beeline for the near post.
Kongpong looks up. Shawal, GP Plazimat. Now Matchell. Flag. Eventually goes up for Sahil. Looks frustrated. He's doing most of this Hougang side at the moment.
Look here. I mean, it's a close one. But Sahil Sahimi, he's got to be working off the right back then. He's got to be working off.
Well, they're 3 down, and they've made a change in midfield. Mantal is on for Charles Matchell. He looks frustrated, doesn't he? That looks more of perhaps a damage limitation exercise, or perhaps, as you were saying, John, that Matchell might be feeling it.
Well, I think he found it tough going, and I know he's had a stint in Cambodia and he's used to these conditions, but playing in the AFC Cup, it is a step up. When you're playing against Vietnamese opponents, it's an even larger step up. He's playing against some of the best midfielders in Southeast Asia when they're confident.
Well, there, Kongpong waiting shots, and it's scrambled clear by Zach Anderson.
Kongpong wanted it quicker. Wanted the ball come to him a little bit quicker. Just wouldn't drop for him. He's just saying the ball's spinning away. Wants that other goal, doesn't he? Yeah, Anu coming on means he's just going to help out holding that midfield, trying to break things down. 3-0 down, coming to 17 minutes at home. It's not great, of course it's not. It's pretty poor, but it could be a lot worse. So that's exactly what it is, damage limitation.
Way by Applin. And then Ufik. Ball across to Pison. Nokduk. Quick look at the referee, no foul.
Even then, though, Ho Chi Minh, the pressing, 3-0 up, pressing high up the pitch, even though they can't win it, just smart enough to give a foul away, just enough contact, give a foul away, break it down, slow things down. They can sense that their job's almost done.
I think, as you said, just perhaps with an eye on this match, probably not going Hougan's way, and look at that, Hafiz Sujan just seems to switch off there, John.
Yeah, Caroline has happened again.
Breaks back to his goal.
Once again, the hunger, the desire. It's a big difference. Kongpong, we were talking, Shez, weren't we, off air at half time? Kongpong, when when he's up for it, when he's hungry, when he really wants to get those goals. He certainly is one of the best in the region. That's a great ball in there. Balde's even applauding. And we were saying, you know, he's used to playing in front of 60,000 people. He's used to playing in big games, in Asian Cups, playing in Europe.
So I thought we had changed. We thought might happen. Shafiq Ali for Sahil Suhaimi. Forward. Got a bit of a cheer from the crowd. Last man. It's just a yellow card for Van Son.
Showing his pace right there. That's caught the wrong side.
Shaw's point to the referee. Just wonder, couldn't see from that angle.
Well, I think Diakite was coming around there.
Seems to be the one who's going to take this. There's also Stipe Plazivat. Interested party as well. Plazivat! Oh, not too far away, just flashed past the post.
Close this is from here. I don't think that the keeper was too worried about it. It's a great guy, perhaps he had that covered, but I guess that's the best of Stipe Plazivat in this game.
Still about 20 odd minutes in this match to try and make things uncomfortable. Ask. Here's Afik. Looking for Plazivat. Nazrul against Konkien. And Plazivat. Mantan. You could pull the that one to Shawal Anwar. Kwok finds Afik goal. Now Anu, what that? And a passage of passing for them. It's better noise as well from the Hools. Oh, lovely control, Shafiq Ali. Get past Diakite. Clumsy there from Nazrul. It's about as decent a passage of play for HOUGANG as we've seen.
Yeah, some crisp passing. No balls were bobbled into each other. It was a nice crisp passage of play. But even then, you know, it's frustrating. It comes to nothing, and I feel a little bit sorry for the HOUGANG backline because they really have been peppered. A little reprieve. You know, even in those sort of situations, it's been difficult for them to win the duels.
fast, but he's not that quick. Plasibat. A hassle there from Butuan. Stay down, Shawalanwa collides with the goalkeeper. Oh, he's pointed to the spot. There's a raised knee. Weitian Dul is having a word with the referee. He's having none of it.
Oh, that's it's a strange decision. Keeper's just stood there, and yeah,
I'm not sure that's a penalty, John.
well,
He's raised. Well, yeah, he did raise his knee, didn't he? But I'm not sure there was contact.
well, I think even if Shawel's initiated that contact there's been a big mistake from the goalkeeper.
We just haven't seen enough. We saw a couple of those balls for Shawel early in the first half. This is the first time we've seen it in the second half.
This is just highlighting what we know, that Ho Chi Minh backline can switch off and do tend to switch off. In the early stages of the first half, HOUGANG got him behind a couple of times. Shawel didn't take his opportunity very early on in the first half.
Piece on the 2 assists is making way. Plasibat waiting a while to take this penalty, add to his very impressive AFC Cup goal tally, and maybe, just maybe, can he give his side a lifeline here? The answer is yes. HOUGANG with their first ever goal at home. Ho Chi Minh have scored 3 goals away, both teams again, to reiterate playing in their first AFC Cup tournament.
Yeah, not messing with the penalty, was there? Sit the keeper down, stroke it in. Should make HOUGANG feel a lot better about themselves.
It's an unlikely penalty, that one. They'll take that with both hands, and now they just start to put a little bit more pressure here. Ho Chi Minh.
He's just an absolute rock, isn't he, at the back there? Physically just so superior.
Tap there on the Mandan. Getting on with it. Hafiz Sujan. Noktuk. Another goal from HOUGANG. Things get very interesting here. So this is a man who's come with Winshuan Nam. Through here, clock ball. Can he finish it now? Just was behind it, wasn't it? See again. Yeah, so much trickery about him.
The ball just wouldn't sit down, would it? Ball was like a mischievous child, wasn't it, for a minute? It just wouldn't behave.
Shwan Lam, who's come on, much attacking player, 26-year-old White United international. Signed by Richmond City. There's Balde.
Yeah, didn't get their technique anywhere near right then. Kompong was just about to overlap him.
Around 50 minutes plus include at a time, and they got behind the defence here. Good at the ball! Brilliant play from Shawalanwa! Stephen Plasibat has got his second, and all of a sudden, HOUGANG have looked threatening.
Oh my, why are we surprised? In the AFC Cup, why are we surprised that there might be a comeback on? Straight ball over the top,
for once, Diakate just goes to sleep. And so does his backline partner. Shavel does brilliantly, has a quick look, just puts it into an area, puts it into space for Steve Plazibat, and of course he's not going to miss from there. It's a brace for him in what's been a very poor game for him. Poor game for his side, but they're still in this, back in this.
It needed to have that quick ball in from Shaul Anwar. He delivered it brilliantly. And it's again him with that ball over the top.
Well, it's frustrating, isn't it? Because, you know, there's nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with playing straight balls over the top of defences. We know for a fact the backlines do not like to chase back towards their own goal. No defender likes that. And the thing is, it was working in the first half, early in the first half. Sometimes I think ego with players, with coaches especially. Coaches are so dogmatic with their style, with how they want to play. They don't want to do it. I mean, Antam, delicious ball over the top. Great movement from Shaul. And as Roshan was saying at half-time in the studio, he's an outlet. That's what Shaul's all about. If you think he's going to be cute, play 1-2s, you're wrong. But balls over the top, he'll get onto.
Well, even if they don't want to lose this game, this is what they can look back on it. They've been poor. They have been poor, John, for about 70, 75 minutes.
Yeah, and it could have been embarrassing. I mean, it could have been 6. It could have been 5-6.
The number of chances that those two would have created.
And we saw before that, Kompom going through one-on-one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work for Hougan's backline. There's a lot of work for Ho Chi Minh's backline to do. But I tell you, there's a great deal of work in the heart of that midfield for Hougan to do if they have any aspirations to go deep in this competition. I tell you, Anu coming on.
I was just about to ask you about that.
Change things. We've seen Anu play in this competition a few editions ago
for United.
That's right, and I thought that was probably his career best spell. I thought he was fantastic then.
Well, when he added John, and we just saw that here, was, you know, he initially started as that hard, gritty, muscular, defensive midfielder, but he's added, you know, passes now. His passing wave is far better than it used to be.
Well, we saw that in stages at Home United, but he was playing with slightly better individuals, wasn't he, Anu, that he could shunt the ball to. I think Anu knows exactly what he is. Also, if you look at him, he's always been in good shape. Physically, he's always been in good shape. Can the same be said for Sahel Saimi? Can the same be said for Shafiq Ghani? No, Afik Noor as well looks like he's slightly on the heavy side. This is what it gets you. You know, Anu comes on, looks fresh, in good shape. He's starting orchestrating things. He's talking. He's communicating. He's pulling his teammates around now.
Roto Kwok coming on for Levan Son. A little bit of panic in the ranks now.
This, Ho Chi Minh taking their own sweet time.
There was that injury earlier, all crowded around him.
Yeah, that's much better from Zach as well, getting on that front foot.
Can they get that third? If they get it soon, can they even dream of winning this game?
It's always goals at Jalan Besar Stadium though, Shes? How many times we've partnered up commentating on AFC Cup games and drama, late goals.
This is certainly right up there. A very unlikely comeback with what we had seen preceding that from Hougang. Ball over the top again. There's going to be a corner rather than anything else. Nasrul Azari.
Well, you look at Nasrul Azari, he's been making run after run and he looks fresh now. He looks good. His starting position's a lot higher up. This is what we were calling for in the first half.
Chat with the referee as if to say, why did he give me a penalty? Couldn't see too much of that. That's why Ronald gets him away quickly. Diakite, big at the back.
I think he just didn't get on the ball there. Diakite, he took a little elbow in the ribs. It's a beastly header from him, wasn't it? Thumping header.
He's clutching his ribs and... Oh, they're all going down with crap now, aren't they? He's not really having any of it. They want to get on with it. The referee saying, move away. I'm keeping a very close eye on the clock.
This is why, you know, Anu's been worth his weight in gold since he's come on. That was a thumping header. He got sandwiched, really. I think maybe Bob got a piece of it.
There was a bit of an elbow there.
It was a bit of an elbow, yeah. Anu's going up to the referee. He says, hey, come on. Get him off the pitch. Let's crack on with this. And he's pulling his teammates around. He's added energy. He's added personality to the heart of that midfield.
They're going to make their final change. Antoine, one of those that was rested today, is going to get a little cameo. I just want to get on with things.
Not bad play to bring on Antoine either. Some experience.
International. He's going to come in for a knock duck in the middle of the park. Seems to be okay now. Knock duck. Seven shots to 12. Oh no! Was he just looking for that? Shawalanwa.
Yeah,
Could he have got past his man?
Well, he's having a little smile as well. But once again, Anu, what a ball over the top. Great little ball. He has a little touch there, and there's nothing in that, of course. Referee called that well.
Stayed on his feet. With that pace of his, could he have continued on? Balde goes down now. A lot of players going down for Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah.
Who again, not having any of it. Plus, you'd think a fair bit amount of time. The tactics, shall we say, of Ho Chi Minh in the last 7-8 minutes, particularly after the second goal went in. He's completely missed that header. Shawal. Everything's closing down, just that pace of his. Rush to get that ball, of course, got blocked.
Good forward play though from Bob, wasn't it? He's holding play up, really good strength. The strength that he didn't have before he went to Europe.
Touch one up. Zanu. To the midfielder who's really sparked this team back to life, hasn't he? Zach Anderson. Zaplin. Anumanda now. He's down this time. Schwartnam does well. Look at Balde. Now gets the ball. And he could finish it off here. Oh, very important from Kyril Hitt. Closed out the angle on the big man.
Great goalkeeping from Kyril. This first touch nowhere near good. Actually, technically, that's a very, very poor bit of skill. Pops it up on the first touch. That's a good start. Nice and big from Kai.
He shakes his head. That would have been his hat-trick. There are two players' hat-tricks here. Mido Balde and Stipe Plazimat. course. We're about 30 seconds away from the 90-minute mark. We should see what the referee gives. Added time. No one, absolutely no one going near the ball, John. I think that's the referee, he's had enough. Kongtan gets a yellow card. Now that's not going to matter to Hougang. They just want to make sure that all this time is paid back.
Yeah.
Beyond the 90.
And you need to make sure that as a player, you need to go and have a word with the referee to make sure that every second, because it only takes a second to score a goal.
Well, he's given 3 minutes. We've had 5 substitutes. We've had a fair bit of time wasting, injuries. Hougang will not really complain too much, given that really leaving it to the very end, are you? They've done too little in this game, haven't they, John? Too little, too late?
Yeah, it's just frustrating because what's got them the 2 goals are balls over the top. Didn't do nearly consistently enough. Defended far too deep at times. And I don't like that formation. I didn't like the formation in the beginning. It just didn't suit them. It kind of smacked of arrogance a little bit, thinking that they could really get after Ho Chi Minh. Put the game to bed quite early. It was never going to be that way. I think if you've got any experience playing against Vietnamese sides, you would know that.
Remember, only one side automatically goes through. It's the second place, best placed runner-up. 3 ASEAN groups. Conceded 3 away goals here. Now it's going to be head-to-head as well. Depends on what happens in their return game. Good ball. Just pressure on here, Shawalan, which he does. Loses his footing. Not much time left here. Shawal looks like he maybe cracked. Into the final minute. Free kick, they'll load it up now. Could be the last opportunity.
Ridiculous free kick to give away as well. It's just tiredness. Now, this is a 32-year-old giving a free kick away like that, and he should know a lot better.
Antoine, wasn't it? Perfect Noor to take this opportunity here. Loading up with players in there. There's contact, maybe clock. Referee, what's he put? Oh, it's a flag, it's offside.
To be fair, the linesman put the flag up nice and early. But as this ball comes in, it's a great ball in. Does it just drift past the eyebrows of Zach Anderson? Have another look at this. We're right behind this. Great shape on it. I think Zach has a good look at this. Yeah, perhaps could have got something on that.
Well, it brings to an end a dramatic final 20 minutes of this game, John. Maybe Hougang got a little bit more than they deserved?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would have been a stretch for me to say that they deserved.
Ho Chi Minh race to but they go home with no points. 2, Ho Chi Minh City 3.
Many thanks to your commentary team of Shazad Haq and John Wilkinson. So Hougang showing plenty more grit and determination in that second half, but ultimately the comeback falling just short for the Singaporean side as they fall to their first defeat of the campaign. Meanwhile, the earlier match saw Yangon United go 3-2 up against Loud Toyota, and that means that Ho Chi Minh and Yangon are now joint on points at the top of